You are now tuned in to this episode of our podcast. Today, we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. And now, please welcome your host.
You're listening to Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981.
And we're back. It's been a while since I last had Mendy Coen on the air with us. He's currently the Director General of the United States Chaplain Corps. You have a lot of individuals want to be chaplains. Seems to be a growing field today, but he's in charge not just of Jewish chaplains, but of the general for the United States Chaplain Corps. Mendy, welcome back to the program. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. When was I here last? A long time ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
It's good to see you always.
Good to see you again, too. Maybe define, and I know it seems like an easy concept, who is and what is a chaplain according to the United States law?
All right. Here's a definition. A chaplain is a person who's trained to diffuse pain and ease tension by means of language, psychology, and emotional support.
Do you need to be officially accredited? Can anybody be a chaplain if you're a rabbi, clergyman, etc.?
All right. So there's a training to go through, a training based on emotional intelligence skills, social intelligence skills, social communication skills, and psychological first aid skills. So you have to go through a training. And once you are certified with the USCC, then you are able to get involved and take a leadership position into your own community.
Now, what about what I see ads in newspapers and online? Like, you can become a chaplain just relatively easily and get a badge and get a certificate. Is that something which is accredited, or just something which people are just doing?
Well, here's my advice. Make sure you do your background check. Make sure you do your homework before you sign up with any organization.
So how long does it take?
How long does it take?
Yeah, to become a chaplain, to be credited.
So at the USCC, our training model is based on, first, not keeping you in the classroom for a year before getting out there, which is a very standard policy for some schools and some other organizations. So we want to give you a minimum amount of skills and enough for you to go out and to start helping. We believe that going out in the field under supervision with the right support and the right backup, that you will gain those skills very quickly. We are looking at a training for about 36 hours of training. A lot of reading, a lot of studying on your own. We do some FEMA classes that you have to also be taking tests with FEMA. You have internal Zoom meetings and Zoom training. You have a test, you have a book to study. And then once you become a chaplain volunteer with the USCC, a certified chaplain, with time, we're going to give you more training.
Now, you're not the Army. There's a separate Army division that trains chaplains too. You're USCC. Are you connected with the United States Armed Forces?
Okay, no. We are not the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army have their own program. In my recollection, the U.S. Army has about 3,500 chaplains with 500,000 personnel. And believe me, they need 10,000 chaplains. So there's a lot of good opportunity within the Army, but we are not the Army. We train and certify community chaplains, not Army chaplains.
How many Jewish chaplains are there, and how many Orthodox ones are there?
Good question. There's no specific study on this. There's no census on this. So I don't know. I don't know exactly the amount of Jewish chaplains that you have in America and in the world. Maybe that's a good endeavor to take. But you have Orthodox chaplains within the Army, not a lot. We at the USCC, we have, as of today, about 713 chaplains active, and out of those, we have about 300 Orthodox. Jewish
Are they
Orthodox.
active? Are they actually looking to get more Orthodox Jewish chaplains?
We're always looking for good chaplains, those
Okay.
that could live the lifestyle, the mindset, a meaningful life through chaplaincy.
When you say a mindset, you're looking to help others. That's really what you're referring to?
Well, that's what we do. We help people. Look, Zev, we live today in a society where there's lots of pain everywhere. You see pain. For healthy individuals, they learn how to bounce back from a breakdown. Now, what is a chaplaincy breakdown? Not a medical breakdown, not a clinical. A breakdown in chaplaincy is a situation in life that produces pain, tension, stress, or anxiety. So
Now,
basically, everybody could go there. So we help people learn how to bounce back quickly from a breakdown without letting stay in the pain and producing more pain and diagnosis and illness and the ER and psychiatrists. And if you take that line till the end, you know where we're going, unfortunately.
now you're in charge not just of the Jewish chaplain, but everybody who's a chaplain for the USCC.
Correct. We have about I would say 400 something chaplains that are from different faiths: Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Catholics, and so on.
Now it works where you matched up with in other words, a chaplain, you administer to everybody, not just to Jews, for example, whoever
Correct.
needs help.
Correct.
Even-
So this right. Go ahead.
Even though somebody who's Jewish may feel more comfortable with a Jewish chaplain, and if they're Orthodox, they may be more comfortable with an Orthodox chaplain.
That's right. The USCC makes a big distinction between religious care and spiritual care. Chaplains provide spiritual care, and spiritual care has its own language, its own ideology, and its own passion and comfort. So a chaplain at the USCC could administer spiritual care to just anyone.
Now, what's unique is that you're running a Jewish event taking place in a couple of days. Tell us about that event that's geared to the Jewish community.
Correct. So at the USCC, we have the Jewish Affairs Division, we have the Christian Affairs Division, we have the Muslim Affairs Division. This group are comprised of its own religious background. So in the Jewish Affairs Division, we are talking about Jews who are Jewish, who practice Torah and mitzvot, and so they are organizing a round table to discuss the best practices of end of life and afterlife, the laws of cremation. We have a lot of questions these days. Okay, we see a lot of people that want to go for a cremation for the loved one, or they want to get out of it. How do you handle it psychologically, mentally, spiritually, and what does the halacha say? I'll give you an example. Someone did cremation for their loved one, for a father or a mother or a member of their family, and now they want to bury. What do we do? These are fair questions that we need to know. Also, Chaver Kadisha. How do we handle Chaver Kadisha? How do we communicate with them, and what are at what point is Chaver Kadisha needed? When do you call Chaver Kadisha? Of course, after life, but what happens then, and what are the structure? What's the structure of the services around Chaver Kadisha? And that's good to know, because we could help them also do their work in a way better and easier.
Tell our audience when this event is taking place. I know it's open to the public.
Correct. Monday, February 3rd, in Brooklyn at 2201 East 23rd Street. Call for 6:30, buffet sponsored by Mr. Broadway, a great USCC, an official sponsor. They're also chaplains there, and we have Rabbi Zon, Elchanan Zon, from the head of Chaver Kadisha in America, chaplain Rabbi, what's his name? Chaplain Michael Korzinski. He is a lawyer who will talk about the legality of end of life and afterlife. We have the head of Misaskim, a great chaplain Meyer Weil, friend and a real amazing person. and Chaplain Mati Solomon, who's the head of Chaver Kadisha in Flatbush.
And I
They're
think
all
it's
gonna
hosted
be
by my
speakers.
good friend Shelley Fine,
A
Chaplain Shelley
fine,
Fine.
a fine man, Shelley Fine.
Absolutely, he likes that when he likes we make that fine distinction about who he is.
He's a fine man. He deserves it.
If people want to learn more about your organization, about the events that are taking place, how can they do so?
USCC website, and that is uschaplains.us. Again, uschaplains.us, or just Google USCC Chaplains and you'll find it.
Mendy Coen, the United States Chaplain Corps Director General, thank you for being here with us. Continued success, and I hope that you get more people in the Jewish community to become chaplains.
Thank you, Zev. You're doing great work, always, forever. I know you forever. So thank you. Continue the good work you do. I do listen to you Saturday night, Motzei Shabbos. I do listen. I wish you were there longer, but continue the good work, Zev.
Thank you. That's why we have 24 hours a day online and WNEW 24 hours a day and every night.
Wow.
But Motzei Shabbos is a special night for us. So thank you for being part of our show.
Thank you, my friend Zev. Thank you, and be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to
Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast, the pulse beat of the Jewish community.
For continuous Jewish programs, TalklineNetwork.com, or our 24-hour-a-day listen line at 641-741-0389. For past shows, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, and all major podcast platforms, or jewishpodcast.org. Thanks for listening to the TalklineNetwork.com.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
All right.
Anyway,
Zev.
good job. Good job.
Thank you. And yeah, your son.